welcome back. It is the 4th of July, 2023. Temperatures have gotten hot, humidity has gotten high. There seems to be spiders in between every tree that you walk through in the woods here in western North Carolina. And that means one thing, that it is time for one of the best mushrooms for beginner or novice foragers to get out and look for, and that is chanterelles. Chanterelles are a large group of mushrooms within the genus Chanterellus, and they're a really good mushroom for beginner foragers to learn with because they are easy to identify. They fruit prolifically here in the Carolinas in the summertime, and so if you go out at the right time, you're pretty much guaranteed to see some amazing mushrooms. They are very beautiful, they smell beautiful, and they are an excellent edible. So I thought I would go over the identifying characteristics and also some of the variations, which are many here in the Carolinas. So I have some laid out here, and you can see that there's a wide variety of colors and shapes here. Everything from these little clusters of trumpet-like mushrooms to these pale yellow on top with very pale, almost white stems. These, which are very peach colored and have this strange deformed looking cap, which I don't know each individual species, and if that's a road you want to go down, that could be a very fun thing to do, but it is not really necessary if you are just learning to enjoy and eat and collect these delicious gourmet mushrooms. They can vary from this egg yolk color to this extremely bright orange to this pale salmon or peach color to this bright cinnabar red. And they vary in size from extremely large to extremely tiny. But the identifying features are the same throughout all of these. And we'll go over some of those right now. So, Chanterellus, they are a mushroom which has pseudogills, and that means that on this undersurface here, instead of having blade-like gill structures, they have blunt kind of wrinkles, almost like raised veins under a skin. And where true gilled mushrooms, you can break the gill structure away very easily. If you were to try to break or peel off these pseudogills, you would tear into the actual flesh of the mushroom because they are not a separate structure. They are just modified tissue. Some of them can be completely smooth like these and have no pseudogills or very, very faint, and some of them can be very pronounced and extremely deep and almost appear to be true gills, although they are not. These red chanterelles, which are called Chanterellus cinnabarinus, these have very deep pseudogills, but if you look closely, you will still see that they are in fact false gills and not true gills, which would be blade-like and easily removed from the cap as an individual structure. This up here, this is one that only comes out here in my area on very wet years, which the summer started very dry here, but now we've been getting rains regularly. This is called the fragrant chanterelle, or Chanterellus odoratus, and its smell is very interesting and strong. All of them have a unique smell. It has been described by people as apricot or pumpkin or fruity. I find it to be unique, but none of those descriptions really do it justice. It smells like a chanterelle, and once you're familiar with it, you will recognize it anywhere. They all grow in a vase-like shape, this sort of funnel tapering upward. If you cut them in half, the flesh inside is white on all of these, regardless of the color of the outside of the mushroom. They grow in troops. One of the dangerous lookalikes for this mushroom, which is the most common to make people sick, is the jack-o'-lantern, or Omphalotus illudens. It tends to grow in large clusters with lots of individual mushrooms growing from a central base. And while Chanterelle may grow with several individuals coming off a central base, it would be very rare or pretty much impossible to find more than, say, 3 or 4 growing together, where jack-o'-lanterns, I've seen them with like 30 to 50 individuals growing off a central mass of tissue. When you cut Chanterelle in half, the flesh is white, like I said, and it also peels apart very much like string cheese. You can see part of it right here. They do have a tendency to sometimes get buggy, so over time foraging these, you will learn that you can just reach underneath and give the stem a squeeze before you cut or pick them, and if it's soft, that usually means that it has bugs in it, and you might as well leave that individual and move on to something that is more solid. I like to pick these when they are small and in the button phase of their life. They tend to be a little less buggy and also pack more flavor and have a better texture to my palate, but they do get quite large. I've collected individuals that were probably a ½ pound before. The smooth chanterelle group, like this over here, tends to have a little bit more of a toothy, crunchy texture to it. And the golden or ghost chanterelles like these here tend to be a little more tender. I prefer these over the smooths, but all of them are very delicious, very unique flavor, and an excellent culinary ingredient. And they are fruiting right now, widespread throughout the Carolinas. So if you're interested in foraging, or if you have not gotten out yet this year and you're wanting to, right now is a great time to get out and collect these delicious mushrooms. A like and subscribe is always appreciated, and look forward to bringing you guys some more content. Thanks for checking it out. Happy 4th, everybody.